Now looking at the first 8 bars of guitar 3 here in Duffy's Edge, compared to what we've done before, this is definitely a departure. It's kind of different. It's very open. The reason why this is happening is because check out what's going on in guitar 1 and 2. You have the consonant notes in guitar 1, and you have that really, really catchy line in guitar 2. So in a situation like that, where you have 2 parts that are coming together to make such a great arrangement, the best thing you could do is lay back and play something, very sparse and complementary to what's already going on, and not try to come up with, say, something better, or maybe it just, what happens here is a good example of just coming in and just helping out what's already really awesome. So the harmonics here, this is just giving you the root of what's going on in guitar 1, really helping that out, and then you will come in at the beat of 4. Downbeat of 4 in the second bar with that upper harmonic. That E is meant to catch the beginning of that descending clustery open string melody heard in guitar 2, and so are the subsequent harmonics. They're all placed rhythmically to hit points. Like that F sharp is meant to harmonize as a 5th against the B that is hanging out or being played in guitar 2, and you continue to do that to match. So if you look at guitar 2 and guitar 3 here, you'll see where these points are. And just to make a note, what seems easy, you got this whole note tied to a dotted half note and a little 8th note instance there and tied quarter notes. First of all, make sure that you let all these harmonics ring as long as possible. So after you play what happens here, second bar, beat 4. When you go to play that F sharp, arch that 4th finger or whatever finger you use to let this continue ringing. You want them all to come and chime together just as that line does. Also, the count that's happening here at the F sharp is a little tricky. You're going to want to feel that on 1 and 3, and it's not. It's on 4. So make sure you slowly get used to this. So you're coming in with 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You might feel comfortable to play that off of the backbeat, but that's where it should be played because it's meant to hit these key points in guitar 2. So everything that was just addressed here for the first 4 bars will work just fine for the next 4 bars because you're basically playing the same thing. That moves us into the next set of 8, which is the second half of what happens in guitar 1 and 2, where it kicks it up a notch. For guitar 1 gets into a full D, sus to D, and guitar 2 gets up here to the melodies that are accompanied by open strings. It has that moving thing. So this allows guitar 3 to open up and do something a little bit more adventurous as compared to what it just did because of what was happening in guitar 2. It had to be more laid back. Now you can step out as guitar 3, and when you do that, though, we're going to still keep in the vibe of letting things real ringing and real melodic and real catchy. So, and remember, this is sort of a solo, but at the same time, no reason a solo can't be what seems like just the 3rd great part, because that's really what it is. It doesn't always have to be just noodling that's unrelated to the music. You should more so go towards the music. So this is what you're playing. That's the first bar, what's happening here, straight 8th notes. With arpeggiating, it's always a good idea to set up a pattern that best suits what you're playing. So the pattern here is, picking pattern, is up, down, double up. Because that'll enable you to play the rest of this idea with a comfortable down, up, down, down, up. If you try to do it straight alternate picking, so say up, down, it's very uncomfortable when you come back to this up and into the down. If you want to do it up and down, it'll make the whole sequence feel very awkward. So that feels great. Sounds great too. That double up stroke here, it's a nice attack. That also sets you up real nice for what's coming up after that. We're going to continue, playing this perfect 4th up here. And what was played back here, that covers your D sus. This covers your D that's happening and nicely places you know, a fourth against your major chord that's being played in guitar 1 for this sound. Which is always nice, you know, that major add 4 sound. So in the next bar, you're going to start laying over an add 9 sound over the D. So get this sound. And we're going to do this in a way that's pretty cool. We're going to jump here over to here to grab this major third of D and F, because you know we can't get it here. We can't have an open E string ringing as we fret the E string. So in order to do that, so you're going to keep that fingering. That's all that's going to happen here. Just keep your 3 and 4 blocked like that and come over to the 3rd and 2nd string at the 7th fret and catch your D and F sharp major third. Now, while it would make sense to grab the D, the A is run here at the downbeat of 4 in the 2nd bars because it's going to ring over. And where are you going? An A chord. So after you get out of this part right here, come down a half step. Always good to connect your changes with half steps. And there's your idea. But that A is still ringing over here. That makes a nice A chord. But the A ringing as we play over the D is cool because it's the 5th. So that'll get you through your second set of 8. These 2 sections of 4, they play the same thing, and that covers this real nice. You know, as everything else is going. You're not intruding on the part, and you're embellishing something with a very, very cool part. So now as we go into the second chorus, remember that's you know, the name given to the entire section of what it is you're soloing over. So we're going to go play through that whole section. So it's going to break back down to, you know, with the line in guitar 2 being played. This time we're not going to be so laid back, but at the same time we're still going to be very subdued, with coming in with some descending fourths. Watch my fingering too. I played 1st finger, 3rd finger, and even though I could stay here with 3rd finger, I switched to the 1st finger to set up to continue to play what it is I want to play. You know, these parallel same fret instances. And this is a major 3rd, by the way. So 4th, 4th, 3rd, 4th. So just make sure you make this switch here, and you'll be able to comfortably play it. So these are all notes that are just diatonic to D. And come in and yet again use those harmonics. The harmonics cut through the mix. They ring really well. You know, the timbre, it's a nice timbral change. And the D chord. This is an F sharp, and you know, and D, the actual pitches. Now from there, we're setting up kind of a call and response thing, where this is going to, you know, be our repetitive theme that we're going to respond to in 2 different ways, but they're related. So the first time after we play that, we come up here and just let an E ring because we're playing over an A chord, so that that gives us a 5th over that, and you know just so major 3rd and 5th over that A. So that's going to that itself is going to be answered with, which is some more open E droning. And getting back down to the major 3rd, go repeat our succession of 4ths and 3rds, and then yet again a nice harmonic melody, which is very, you know, reminiscent of what the Edge would do. Remember, the second half of this title is referring to you know, the great U2 guitarist. So after you get out of that, you're going to take that theme that you played before and bring it all the way up to get to the vibe of what happens in the second half of the second chorus. These are grace note slides when you make these slides, and what you're doing right now is following an A Mixolydian scale. Remember, that's a major scale with a flat 7. So these are grace note slide, E droning at the top, nice walk note melody, and then as soon as it crashes and does its bigness, so do you, with nice unison bends. This one is a 2nd 1st string unison bend, so the fingering is separated by a minor 3rd or 3 frets. Remember, as you do these, don't push up the higher note. The idea is just to bend what happens here and retain what's happening here on the top, so you can get rid of the beat frequencies. Those guys, you know, the beating of the 2 notes against each other. You want to try to get them in unison to ring like that. But though, to throw in the beat frequencies here and there sounds pretty neat. So you come in with your unison bends, and you're going to finish that off with the second half of this 4-bar line, and you're going to answer, or you're going to call back on that melody by going, oops. Though we don't make the anticipation on beat 4, it's just that, you know, we didn't want to be that obvious. We're coming down with these chopped quarter notes, these eighths followed by eighth note rests with the same melody. You know, and again, not to be too predictable, where we end it on the A, go down here to the E, which is the fifth of A, instead of landing on the root of A. You know, fifths are the next best thing next to a root. So from there, we just follow the rhythm section, give a little push here on F sharp, sixth against A, but it's more of a lead into the D idea. And again, remember I said fifth is the next best thing to the root? That's exactly what we're playing over here against the D harmony that's going on in guitar 1 and 2, making a unison bended A. And that's going to finish off yet again calling back to, and this time we are going to come in on the upbeat of 4. We're going to play with big fat octaves and double up on it. And make for a big, huge ending. So there's a lot of interplay that is going on with guitar 1 and 2 throughout this, just in different ways, but more so in the second chorus here. But altogether, this guitar 3 part really matches well guitar 1 and 2 because it's so strong, and you don't want to come in and ruin the already awesome vibe that was set.